John, shalom, shalom. I'm about to go into this other lesson here, going into the nuclear missiles. I'm going to just play this clip.
At the ADIPEC summit underway in Abu Dhabi, industry leaders across the globe discussing the state of the energy industry and how to meet the rising power demands of artificial intelligence. Here's Interior Secretary Doug Burgum at the event.
Energy has always been integral to national security, and energy has always been the underpinning of any nation's prosperity. Now, for the first time in history, we take the miracle of electricity and the invention and the innovation of computing, and we marry them together, and a kilowatt of electricity is more valuable than ever before. A kilowatt of electricity can be converted directly into intelligence. For the first time in humanity's history, we can manufacture intelligence. The demand for power is going to go up and up and up. Today is the day to announce that there is no energy transition. There is only energy addition.
The U.S. securing its strategic energy partnership with Kazakhstan to maintain flagship oil and gas projects in that region. Joining me now live from the ADIPEC summit in Abu Dhabi is the former Energy Secretary, Dan Brouillette. Dan, great to see you. Thank you so much for being here. How would you compare energy capacity and potential today versus when you were the Secretary?
Well, thanks for having me, Maria. It's an exciting time here at ADIPEC. There's over 200,000 people here, well over 100 governments represented, CEOs from every part of the industry. So fantastic time. And if I think I had to define it in one word, it's just realism. What has changed over the last 5 years is a focus now on energy security, on reliability, on resilience, and importantly, Maria, affordability. And Secretary Doug Burgum has it exactly right. What is really, really exciting is that for the first time in human history, we're not going to be using energy simply for the purposes of, producing goods and services, underpinning economies for parts of, manufacturing and things like that. We're actually going to create knowledge through the use of these data centers and AI and all the other technologies that we're talking about. He succinctly phrased it as, we used to say that knowledge is power. Now we can say power is knowledge. And that's an inflection point that I think cannot be overstated.
That's a great point. Meanwhile, a new report shows...
This one is entitled Putin orders plan for possible nuclear test and strike rise in tensions. Russian President Vladimir Putin said on Wednesday that the country will draw up plans to conduct nuclear tests. Putin's announcement comes after U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. will resume nuclear testing. In response to Trump's announcement, Russia's defense minister Andrei Belosov said it was advisable to prepare for full-scale nuclear tests immediately. The last nuclear test took place 3 decades ago in 1992. Before signing a memorandum on testing in the same year. The Soviet Union carried out the last nuclear test of the Russian arsenal before its collapse in 1990. Nuclear testing resumes, it will mark a stark escalation in tensions between Russia and the West. Sky News Washington correspondent Annalise Nielsen discusses how Trump's nuclear tests are part of his peace through strength doctrine.
Well, it seems to me, that for...
Yeah, so we believe Trump's going to be the man to start the third woe. We actually got a nice photo I like to pop up every now and then here. Yeah, so Trump's gonna be that man. Yeah, because the scriptures prophesy about nuclear destruction, basically. So that's why I'm bringing this out. So, anyways, Revelation 17 and verse right here, man. Verse 5, and upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery Babylon the Great, the mother of whores and abominations of the earth. And that's this bitch Babylon here, America. This is that bitch. So when you jump on down, this is the point right here. 16, and 10, which was thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. So when you get Psalm 75 and 8, this is, in the hand of the Lord is a cup full of foaming wine mixed with spices. He pours it out, and all the wicked of the earth drink it down to its very dregs. And then you get Job 8:18 here. Job 18 on down here, man, in verse 13. It eats away parts of his skin. Death's firstborn devours his limbs. It eats away parts of his skin. That's what a missile does. It eats away part of your skin. So calamity is hungry for him. Okay, that's what a fire does. It eats everything in its path. Burns everything up. Devours everything up. Calamity is hungry for him. Disaster is ready for him when he falls. Oh, that's not talking about the missiles, bro. When you fucking jump up to fucking verse, it's 9, nigga. It says in 9, a trap seizes him by the heel, a snare holds him fast. A trap seizes him by the heel. And that's the trap. America is that trap. When you read that there, America's that trap there. Seizes him by the heel, a snare holds him fast. A noose is hidden for him on the ground. A trap lies in his path. Terrors startle him on every side. And that's how the missiles are going to hit here, America. This man here, Eliphaz, I believe the friend of Job, was prophesying about the thermonuclear destruction on America. Terror started him on every side. That's going to be the missiles. There's nowhere you're going to be able to escape if that falls on your lot. And dog his every step. Calamity is hungry for him. Disaster is ready for him. When he falls, it eats away parts of his skin. Death's firstborn devours his limbs. And who's death's firstborn there? Thermonuclear missiles. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle, and it shall bring him to the kingdom terrors. And the whole chapter is the same. It's just describing the wicked's destruction, which is the wicked is those going to be left here to be destroyed with the missiles here in America. And it's describing the missiles. I'm going to jump down here, man, to verse 15. It shall dwell in his tabernacle, because it is none of his. Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation. Brimstone is fire there. When you jump up. Yeah, well, that's really the point there. I got this other article I want to get. We'll get this one. I brought this one last time, but I didn't get a chance to read some of it. It says the title is "Why is there so much talk about nuclear weapons this week?" This was on November 1st. Today is the 7th, Friday, 1:53 a.m. It says that this was a big week to get more afraid about nuclear weapons. Russian President Vladimir Putin announced the testing of a nuclear-capable missile. President Trump responded by calling for the U.S. to resume the testing of nuclear weapons. So that's just your spirit right there. Neither country has tested nuclear weapons since the 90s, and Russia was quick to go, which I thought they've already been still doing that, but apparently not. So I guess they've just been... Let me see this. Look up, does Russia make nuclear weapons? They say AI overview says yes, Russia is developing and modernizing new nuclear weapons while also working on advanced concepts like nuclear-powered systems. Recent announcements have included the successful testing of the nuclear-powered Beresnik cruise missile and the Poseidon underwater drone. Okay, let me look something up because I'm confused by nuclear power and them saying a cruise missile and them saying they haven't tested nuclear missiles. I'm confused by that. If brother can give me some insight on that. That'd be awesome. Look this up here is look at this up and see if it's a nuclear missile. It says yes, the Beresnik cruise missile was a nuclear-powered cruise missile that is designed to carry nuclear warheads. Like this up here. Okay, so I asked, did Russia test the nuclear missile on the Beresnik cruise missile? So this is a nuclear-powered cruise missile. So I'm confused, man, because it says it's nuclear powered. I'm gonna look up this nuclear powered mean it's a nuclear missile. Does nuclear power mean it's a nuclear missile? It says, no, nuclear power does not automatically mean it's a nuclear missile, though a missile can be both nuclear powered and nuclear armed. Nuclear power refers to using a nuclear reactor for propulsion, while a nuclear missile is a missile that carries a nuclear warhead. So I'm gonna look up, has Russia tested a nuclear warhead? A nuclear warhead, it says. Look this up here. No, Russia has not conducted a nuclear warhead test since 1990. So that's the point. That's the point. Let's read some more here. It says, so yeah, neither country has tested nuclear weapons since the 90s. I actually gotta look this up as well. Weapons. Does the United States still make nuclear weapons? I asked, does Russia make nuclear weapons? And the AI said yes. They're developing and modernizing new nuclear weapons while working on advanced concepts like nuclear powered systems. I'm gonna read this again. Recent announcements have included the successful testing of the nuclear-powered Berezbesnik cruise missile and Poseidon underwater drone. The country is also continuing the modernization of its strategic nuclear forces, which includes deploying new intercontinental ballistic missiles like the Sarmat and Yars. And I don't think the ICBMs is the same as nuclear missiles, bro. One is more faster, other one is more powerful. That's it. No, an ICBM is not the same as a nuclear weapon. An ICBM is the delivery system, a missile designed to carry one or more nuclear warheads over long distances. And like the brother mentioned, though, that's the thing. They're making nuclear war. They could be making nuclear warheads behind the scenes. And even if they don't, it doesn't matter. An angel can make them to shoot that fucking missile. If they don't want to push the button, an angel can already make them push. There's already accounts of angels in the chariots, by the way, UFOs, by the way. Yeah, those flying saucers, Star Wars type spaceships type stuff up there, yeah. Those, I've had a couple of dreams of those myself. We always used to have dreams of those. Okay, I saw one of those. Oh, I didn't see one of those. I have seen a chariot before. It was an invisible, like, chariot on the highway. That was the first time I seen one very close like that. then another time on the highway. That one was more smaller. It's near the downtown. It was like invisible. Really not invisible because you could see it, but it was a certain type of lower level invisibility. You could see through it, but you could see a shape in it. Can't really describe it, but it wasn't invisible basically. Because obviously, if it was invisible, I wouldn't be able to see it. But it was like it was see-through basically. I would say that it was see-through, but you could see the shape of it. It had enough texture on it, low camouflage on it. A solid type camouflage on it where you could see through it, kind of like a cheap plastic that you could see through though, right? A good shape of, but yeah, if you know what I mean, you know what I mean, bro. But ICB, yeah, I haven't seen one of those in a while. That was years back, 3 years ago. But yeah, like the brothers going into it, basically, they could be making ICB warheads behind the scenes, and not having to describe it because warheads. Look up this. So our warheads small. No. Warheads, bro. Our nuclear warheads small. Yeah, warheads can be small. Is the smallest warhead more powerful? I'm gonna look up. Is the smallest warhead more powerful than? And I'm gonna actually, I don't know. Then part after that, I'm gonna look at what was the first missile. Nuclear missile. I mean, yeah, because there's a difference between missile and nuclear missile. Little boy. The first nuclear weapon used. So I'm gonna look up, is the smallest warhead from Russia more powerful than Little Boy? The first nuclear weapon. They said no, Russia's smallest warheads are not more powerful than the Little Boy bomb, while the Little Boy bomb had a yield of about 15 kilotons. Russia's modern tactical and strategic nuclear weapons, even its smallest one, are significantly more powerful. Okay, they didn't answer the question. Yes, so they are more powerful. So I don't know why they said no. You know what? This is what I'm gonna do, bro. This dude keeps playing fucking games here. I don't know what type of program they fuck with now on this thing. Like change the shit and change shit up. It's all another bigger agenda hidden behind the scenes, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna look this one up. It says on Perplexity. How about that? And it says this one here: the smallest Russian nuclear warheads in service today are generally less powerful than Little Boy. No, that's not true. So they're saying it doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, if they have a fucking nuclear weapon and they don't want to make more of those, it doesn't matter, bro. The Lord can, Lord multiply just like He multiplied fish, right? The Lord can multiply missiles, nuclear missiles, man, to make them 300 million to shoot all the way fucking here. And if they haven't been making nuclear missiles, it doesn't, because Esau can do that, right? To upset prophecy, it doesn't matter, man. The Lord can make the missile fucking appear and fucking shoot here in Babylon. It doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, the Lord has it in the king's hearts. They're gonna fucking decide to shoot these missiles at America, though. That's what the prophecy says. So if that's what the Lord says, that's what the fuck is gonna happen. So I got this one right here, bro. So this article is entitled Russia, China could conduct nuclear tests but don't talk about it. His statements came 3 days after he ordered the U.S. military to start the process of testing nuclear weapons after more than 30 years. November 3rd. Russia's second, China's a distant third, but they'll be even in 5 years. They're making them rapidly, and I think we should do something about denuclearization, and that's not gonna happen, buddy. He says, we have enough nuclear weapons to blow up the world 150 times. So they could have 200 million already. I don't know. They can try to, that'll be smart if they try to not make 200 million so they can upset prophecy. Alright? Prophecy says, right, just like it would be smart for Esau now, they want to come out with a chip, right? Because to upset prophecy. Because once you come out with a chip, you're gone, bro. You're destroyed. It's written in Revelation 15. It's common sense you wouldn't make a chip so you can upset prophecy, buy you more time, right? Russia has a lot of nuclear weapons, and China will have a lot, he said. That, I mean, that's really the point, man. This is Isaiah 35, 4 and 4. All the in the NIV, all the stars in the sky will be dissolved, and the heavens rolled up like a the KJV is better. All the hosts of heaven shall be dissolved, and the heavens shall be rolled together as a scroll, and all their hosts shall fall down as the leaf falleth from the vine, and as a falling fig from the fig tree. So the scriptures prophesy about missiles here. So this would have been about 2,500 years ago. You know, this is in Revelation 6 and 14 here in the blue letter. And the heavenly part of that, because by the way, you can use the blue letter if you're trying to find a word. Type one word in, it gives you all the verses. And the blue letter's been acting up. You type in one word and it gives you all the verses and chapters that go and have that specific word. So you can look up scroll, and it gives you all the verses that have the word scroll in it. That's what the blue letter's for. By the way, for those who don't know, now you know. Revelation 6 and 14. In the heavenly part as a scroll when it is rolled together, and every mountain and island were moved out of their places. That's what the missiles are going to do. They're going to shake the earth. This is in Isaiah 24. Really, that's the point. The point has been made. Isaiah 24 and verse 20. Alright. Yeah, Isaiah 24:3. The earth will be completely laid waste and totally plundered. The Lord has spoken this word. It's not the one I wanted. Isaiah, it's in verse 20. Isaiah 24:20. Okay. Isaiah 24:20, and it reads here, the earth reels like a drunkard. It sways. This is a horrible fucking translation, bro. Anyway, Isaiah 24 and jumping down in fucking verse 20 here. I may get this one here real quick. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be moved like a cottage. And the fucking transgression thereof shall be heavy upon it, and it shall fall and not fucking rise again. Like these people that piss us off, it's gonna happen to them. One of them doing it right now. I'm gonna jump to verse 19. The earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean as ob. That's what's gonna happen to these niggas. The earth is moved exceedingly calm. Right there, it says it right there. Nice position there, nice rhythm there. Keep the same rhythm. Hard, fast, and heavy, and slow, way is the best. It's in verse, this is going back to fucking that one there. We just got that one there. Bro.
As much as there's rhetoric around decoupling the economies of these two nations, the 2G superpowers, I guess you'd say, they seem to be getting more and more.
That was point on this one.
The thing we always talk about, especially in Australia, is China's ambitions towards post-Soviet Russia, inheriting the Soviet arsenal, has never tested nuclear weapons. Just a day ago, Putin signaled ushering in of a new age of nuclear super weapons. Weapons designed to dominate the 21st century and to ensure strategic parity with the US and its allies. Speaking at a ceremony honoring the engineers and developers behind these weapons, Putin had said Russia is not threatening anyone, framing these advances as part of the global nuclear balance and not aggression. What are these weapons in question, really? Burevestnik, a nuclear-powered cruise missile with virtually unlimited range, and Poseidon, a nuclear-powered underwater drone capable of massive destruction, with some reports claiming it can trigger a radioactive tsunami. Putin also revealed next-generation projects, including a supersonic missile using Burevestnik's nuclear engine.
The result you have achieved is without exaggeration of historic significance for our nation, ensuring security and strategic parity for decades to come. One could confidently say for the entire 21st century. Our country poses. I think foreign specialists were able to verify this as well, since a NATO ship was constantly present.
Shifting focus. Race for hire, like Muhammad, grew up in the.
Power is knowledge. That's going to include small modular reactors. It's going to include as well, Maria, the life extension of natural gas plants and perhaps even some coal plants.
Well,
we have to keep what is known as baseload power.
Here, the U.S. produced.
To increase that to about 80 to 80. But, we're actually going to create.
How would you compare energy capacity and potential today versus when you were the secretary?
Well, thanks for having me, Maria. It's an exciting time here at ADIPEC. There's over 200,000 people here, well over 100 governments represented, CEOs from every part of the industry. So fantastic time. And if I think I had to define it in one word, it's just realism. What has changed over the last 5 years is a focus now on energy security, on reliability, on resilience, and importantly, Maria, power is knowledge. And that's an inflection in Iran developing some nuclear facilities there. We know what it has led to. It led to a weapons program that is very, very dangerous for the world. Is very dangerous. Russia.
All hands on deck. Energy leads the world in nuclear energy production at over 96,000 megawatts compared to Iran, part of Tehran's plan to reach 20 gigawatt nuclear energy capacity. America currently leads the world in nuclear energy production at over 96,000 megawatts compared to Iran's 915, Dan. And the president has made nuclear part of his all hands on deck energy proposals here. Your reaction?
Well, the president is exactly right. I mean, look, the situation in Iran, I think, is very dangerous. Russia has a long history of supporting Iran, developing some nuclear facilities there. We know what it has led to. It led to a weapons program that is very, very dangerous for the world. And I would caution everyone to be careful about this announcement that was just made. With regard to baseload power in the United States, the president is moving exactly in the right direction. What he's trying to do there is develop new sources of generation, electricity generation. As I mentioned earlier, we're all excited about AI. We understand clearly what the AI demand will place upon the U.S. grid.
Okay, Consul, it says the Iran plans for large nuclear energy expansion in new contract with Russia. And Trump recently signed a deal and commissioned these motherfuckers to start making more nuclear weapons. So we'll see what happens, and we'll see, they say, what's America's latest nuclear missile? The United States' latest nuclear missile is LGM-35A Sentinel. Let's look into this. It says it's a land-based intercontinental ballistic missile. So I guess ICBM is the same as nuclear missile. I guess they're fucking with my head. So Slovakia correction on that. I'm really not sure. At the end of the day, I'm not the most significant when it comes to that. I don't know. I've heard Sahar say. I remember Sahar saying, actually, it's the same as a nuclear missile. So yeah, possibly wrong. Don't quote me on that. I have to double check. It is intended to replace all 450 Minuteman missiles beginning in 2029, with service expected through 2075. Nah, that's not gonna happen. We ain't gonna be here that long, bro. As the elect prisoners, as the fucking presidents want to get out of here, we ain't gonna be here that long, bro. That's the point. Shalom and a barber bar.